Hi, the people of the internet. How are you? It's Colleen Gallagher when you're joining live. Obviously, who else would it be on my page? I'm just kidding. But I did want to show you guys something before I get into today's topic because I have a very important topic. These Spark Bites, I got them from the Who Has It, what's it called? The Who Has It box from Kimberly Wujek. And these are so good. So if you've never gotten them, I highly recommend getting them. This was not going to be like a purposeful, what's this called? A purposeful ad. But anyway, they're by my desk and I was eating them. So I wanted to do that. So anyway, when you join, say hello. Let me know that you're tuning in. We are on two platforms. So if you see my eyes moving between different devices, that's why, because I'm on both. But I have a really important topic that I was so thrilled. It came through me last night when I was journaling, and I really, really, really wanted to talk about it and focus on it. But before I get into that, just a quick introduction of who I am is my name is Colleen Gallagher, and I'm the founder of Colleen Gallagher International, which is an online coaching and education company. And I believe in technology. I believe in social media as a tool of connectivity. This is how I run my business. So if I had a brick and mortar business, this would be my storefront. So whenever you see me, this is my store. This is how I operate. And yes, so when you join, say hello. And if you're watching the replay, always do hashtag replay because it makes me so sad if you don't say that you're watching so I can't connect with you. So we have Scott, we have Queen Andrea in the building, and we also have Edward, I believe. So where are you guys at? I know Andrea's in LA, Scott, I forget where you're at, and Edward, I forget where you're at. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, and I want to get into it quick because I only have a short time. But I really, really wanted to get in today is what to do when people are mean to you online or in person for being who you are. So I've done this whole personal branding thing for almost 5 years now. Like, it's pretty insane to think that I've been doing this for almost 5 years. 2 Floridas, Cocoa Beach, Florida, and Scotts in Florida. That's amazing. Almost 5 years. And I've, experienced a lot online from people being like, oh my gosh, I've, had the biggest transformation from this thing that you said, or oh my gosh, I've gotten out of a marriage that was horrible, or I've gotten into the relationships of my dreams, I've made my first amount of money online, or I've gotten my first $10,000 month, or I've made my first product, I've written my book, like what's the next step? Like I've had all these amazing people that have won and they share with me like they're beginning to be who they really are and express their artistic side, and they're like expressing the truth of them and they're beginning to see the results flourish in their life. And I've also been on the other end where I've had people like say that I'm delusional, or men call me, say my hair looks weird, or say that I'm weird, or in person people have called me delusional or crazy, or like just because I'm a creative genius that I'm, all these other things. And so I wanted to really do this live specifically around how to handle and navigate these kind of mean, negative comments that come when you become visible. Because when you look at someone like myself or anyone in the online world or even in-person world who has really like went for their dreams. And I believe that's why each of you are here. Like if you're in this community and it is a global community, is that you want to leave a legacy. You want to influence this world. You have messages, you have thoughts that are inside of your mind that when they're shared, you've seen that they help people. They improve people's lives. They spray tan by Cat. How are you, my love? They improve people's lives, or whether your business is in beauty, or whether your business is in cars, or whether your business is in law, like you do something right because you have a passion for it. You're fueled by it. And that fuel comes because you believe that you're making a difference. You've seen and you've witnessed with your own eyes that whatever you're doing is offering assistance and support into someone else's life, right? You wouldn't keep doing something in your life just for the sake of fucking doing it, right? Like that's literally the definition of insanity. Like you have to enjoy something that you're doing in your life, and hopefully it's your career. Most of you that are here, I know you want it to be your career that you enjoy and you make money from, and uncapped income and grow a brand and whatever that it is. But when that happens, people are going to talk negatively of you. People are going to say mean things to you, especially in like interpersonal relationships that are wrong for you, especially in random strangers sometimes, because your light, you being you being authentic to you being true to you, which is my first book, which is back here. Hold on. Live Your Truth. Which maybe I have it behind me. I don't think though. Live Your Truth. Let's see if I move this. I don't know if you can. but it's all about how do you really live that truth, and how do you get over like these negative comments and illusions that people are going to reject you for who you really are. And so I wanted to talk about this specifically because I feel like the I don't want to say the bigger that I'm getting, but like the more that I'm getting into this, and the more that my brand is growing, the more that my client base is growing, the more lives that we're touching daily and yearly, there's going to be a negative feedback. There's going to be people that don't resonate. There's going to be people that don't like you. There's going to be people that don't agree with you. And they purposely want to do whatever they can to take you down, to bring your emotion down to anger, down to frustration, down to a lower energy. And you have to realize that every time you give energy to this negativity, every time that you like focus on it or you give life to it, you're like bringing your frequency down. And I wanted to share this today because I think it's so important when you're beginning to live your truth to be like, oh, what are people going to think of me? My friends are going to do this. But when you're communicating that, when you're like, what is this going to do? You're giving life to darkness. You're giving life to something that's pulling you down. And you can only be the creator of your reality. You're the only one who can say like, okay, instead of like, I don't know how this money is going to work out, or I don't know how cash flow is going to work out, or I'm really nervous about whatever, like, okay, it looks like the reality is let's say like cash flow is this, and I need to be here for whatever it is, but I'm going to trust myself enough. I'm going to use credit. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to, whatever that it is, and I'm going to make this happen. So I guess an example or a story that I can say to kind of make this more tangible, right? When I first started, right, everyone was like, how are you traveling the world? And who gave you this money? It's not that anyone gave me money. It's that I began to leverage credit cards. I remember I had like a $20,000 credit card, so that was insane, right? And then I had a $30,000 credit card. And I had these credit cards, and then what I would do is I would take these credit cards, I would book a flight, and I would book like an Airbnb, or I'd book like a hotel that would get me points back. So basically, I knew where I was traveling. I was going to get points, like a point of it back to book my next stay on the next statement cycle. And then when I was at the hotel, I would go into the lobby, or I would go to whatever, and I would make clients. Like I would literally be like, I'm traveling and I'm starting my business and I have this book and and I have my first program. And I literally started to communicate and grow my following that way and started to leverage credit for that. Now, I did end up going into debt, like $200,000 in debt, because I spent it on like stupid, and I shouldn't say stupid things, but I was spending it on like funnels. It was like ads and funnels and things I didn't really need it. I thought that I needed more than just me showing up and authentically sharing my truth, me showing up and whatever. So back to bad people. People would be like, how is she doing this? Some guy's paying for this, or, she's whatever. And it can be like you feel insecure that you're living this great life, but behind the scenes, maybe you do have credit card debt, or you do have loans that you're taking out for something. But the truth of it is that when you begin, even though you're a person, you begin to think of your life as a business. You begin to think of yourself, you as the brand. You are a business. You are a whatever. So any business, any massive corporation, right, has debt. Any massive corporation has loans, right? It might be internally or it's different, but you want to begin to think that the negative things people say, if they're like, she doesn't have money, or they're using this, or whatever it is, they're throwing all these things at you, like tomatoes, like just throwing these things. The sooner you give it energy of like, oh, this people said this about me, or I feel bad about myself because of this, or I do have debt, you're giving energy to their darkness to dim your light. When in reality, you just need to know this is the truth of who I am, whatever it is, whether it's, being an artist, it's being a speaker and an educator and a communicator and a coach like me, or if it's being a, lawyer, or if it's being whatever, but you need to just be okay with the truth of who you are as a light worker in whatever respective industry you're in as a light worker, and just motherfucking go for it. And just sound out the noise. Like it just, like let it be like a bullet passing through you. It doesn't even hit you. And it's easier to say that now with where I'm at, but I guess I just felt like really called because I've gotten like some mean comments, like we're like people like, you're a fraud and you're a phony and people are going to find you out and like find what out? I've always been honest about everything, the truth of who I am, that I've gone in debt, that I've traveled the world, that I've done whatever, like I have my own products. I've been honest about every mistake and failure that I've had. So what is there to find out? And when you begin to live your life with this courage and this like trust in God, I guess, or this trust in something greater of my life is my brand, and my brand is this living, breathing organism that is able to influence and impact and make income while I'm sleeping, you don't let these negative voices get in you, and you don't let other people like tear you down because you realize they're just trying to keep you stuck where you're at. So that was what I really wanted to share. It was alive and on my heart. And I think I just wanted to share it too because I know so many of you who I get in my messages and my DMs, which I love, and you share like who it is you really are, and you share like what you're going through or what you've gone through, but you're nervous to make the step forward, or you're nervous to make the investment in yourself, or you're nervous to be like, I am my brand, I am my business. Like, I'm going to be who I say it is that I really am, and I'm going to make a living out of that. So it all starts with not listening to the haters and trusting yourself more, and realizing that you are the only person who can give energy to darkness. Like, you're the only one who can, like, when people come at you with shit, only you, like, by repeating it, or you by sharing it, is giving like it influence into your life and giving the poison room to grow. So I wanted to come on and share that because I felt like it was alive. It was present inside my heart. And also, if you guys don't know, which I think you should know, I have a sale, a special that I'm running this week, where I actually talk about a lot of this. So how do you begin to create your reality like outside of what you've known? How do you begin to change your paradigm? How do you begin to look like, could I be a personal brand? How do I offer a product or service? How do I monetize my life and monetize myself? So I talk about this in my bundle, Create, Write, Share, Receive. So how do you create your life? How do you write about your life in a way, or communicate about your life? Well, write it out, share like all my journal tips, like subconscious belief systems, why your life is the way it is. How do you write about it so you can get the results you want? How to communicate about it. So whether it's through social media, it's in person, but communicate it where people are inspired, they're activated, they want to be around you, they want your energy. And then how do you receive money from it? So I literally take you through my steps of how I've created my life, I write my life, I share my life, I receive money from my life. And I've made it really easy. It's like the best course I've ever made, because it's like a simple process that I take you through, like behind the scenes of how I've done it and how I continue to do it and up level my life from, a few $1,000s to 10,000 to 20,000 to 30,000. And it will just go up and up and up and up and up. But I want this for you, and I want it to happen for you, and I believe it can happen for you. So this is my special, and it's on special until Friday. So basically, normally with the same investment, you just get you get 4 videos that are like an hour each. And each of the hour videos, you get lifetime access to. Maybe I can pin this. Let's see here. Pin comment. You get lifetime access to it, so you can listen over and over again. I think there's a meditation in there. There's definitely one live Q&A where I give like live coaching that you can watch. And then also you get one-on-one call with me. So I go through like what's blocking you. Like I coach you, I consult you, like I listen to your communication patterns, what's going on that's not allowing you to create your life, to write your life, to share your life, and to receive money from it. And this is like, usually to get a one-on-one call with me, it's in, minimum $1,000, like minimum in the thousands. This is $333, and there's a payment plan of $83.25. So I definitely recommend it. It's on special till Friday. You get instant access and you get lifetime access. And so if you do like any live videos in the future with that course, you'll get access to it. And I just teach you like everything I said, like how do you not let other people's energy, the shit other people say, get into your head to stop you from doing what you know you're here to do? How do you block out the negative thing of like, it's bad or wrong to want a $10,000 month? How is it hard to get a $10,000 month? I have to work hard to have a lot of money. Like you change the paradigm and change the thoughts in your mind to really get the life you want. So that's that. The other thing that is doing before the end of the month is my brand evaluation program. This is a 5-month experience, a 5-month program, which I'm just so motherfucking thrilled about. And this is for you if you've already started your brand. So you're around the $5,000 probably to $20,000 mark, and you just are like, oh, I'm bored, I'm stuck. I don't know why my brand isn't growing in a fun way. Like, why can't I just pop on live and talk about whatever the fuck comes to my mind? Why am I not journaling? Why am I not inspired? Why am I like procrastinating? Why do I not have a team? I don't really know what I'm supposed to talk about. Everyone keeps telling me to niche down. I don't want to niche down. I don't really have solid like services and products that I can offer in multiple ways that I'm making money while I sleep. I'm making money before I get out of bed in the morning. Like this is like the perfect experience for you if you really, really want to just elevate your life and elevate your brand and really have something that's working for you instead of you working for it. And all you have to do, that's application only because there's a limited amount of people. You just message me brand evaluation and we'll get you the details and the next steps on that. But this I'm super excited about. It starts on November 1st and it's just going to be the most amazing experience. So let's see here. Sending greetings from South Africa. Quick question. How easy do you think it is to change from the norm to something new? And does one need to look out for it? So that's a great, great question. I feel, from my personal experience, I think it's really hard to change from your normal to something new without the support of a mentor or a coach or like my PhD, like you need you need someone that I feel like are paying to keep you accountable. Like just like if you say, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym versus if you pay a trainer, you are definitely gonna get quicker and faster results by paying a trainer because you're more accountable and you're more invested. So you can change, but I definitely think when you have a witness, you paying someone to actively be involved in you and your success and you and where you want to go, it's what gets you further. And if you look at my business, why in nearly half a decade I've done what most people, arguably don't even do in their life, it's because I've invested in mentorship and coaching. And that's why I feel like this Create, Write, Share, Receive program, Mel, is perfect because I go through like, what are the actual things I've journaled about? What are the actual things that I've looked at in my mind? What are the actual things that here's where I wanted to go and how did I get there? Like to my business, to my social media, to my friendships, to my relationships, to my money. Like I remember I felt so bad charging for who I was. I'd be like, oh, you can't like charge for who you are. Like that's wrong. Like, you should just be a good person and it should be like a nonprofit. And then I realized like, hold on a minute, like lawyers charge for their time. Why shouldn't a light worker who's doing the work of light, the work of God, why shouldn't they charge? It's the same thing, just in a different application. Podcasting, for me in my business, that's a lead generation for me in my business where it means like people get to know me, I build trust. But for sponsors, absolutely, why would I not charge for a sponsor? Why would I not, I don't know, like go deeper on, like, I think you really have to begin to look like, why is that bad to charge just for talking? Like you carry a wisdom, you're an open channel. You've done the work to be the vessel of something greater to come through you and talk about that. Like that is worth something to many people. A therapist can't do that. A therapist is cognitive based, past based. How do we unravel? And there still is like light worker trauma. I'm not saying that. I think there's, can be both based on your application, but it's worth something. And you have to change that mindset from norm to something new. Like even a corporate job, like I was used to getting paid, a 6-figure salary to my first year in business. It's totally different charging for yourself versus working for a company. Like I'm talking to you and being like, I'm going to charge for what I do because I believe in myself, or it's my book and my art and I put the blood, sweat, and tears to it. Like I'm the creator of it. How do I create, write, share, and receive money from that and feel good about it and feel accelerated about it instead of like I'm taking someone's money or weird, I should just give it away for free. Like that type of mentality, you need support in. So you can do it on your own, but you will always get places faster, quicker, stronger when you do it together and when you do it with someone who's already done it. And does one need, and something new, and does one need to look out for? I don't think there's something you need to look out for. Like that's like a very future-based tripping anxiety question. Like there's not like something you need to go like, hey, how do I look out for this? Like, how do I make this happen? Right? Because it's taking you out of the present moment. The question would be, okay, here's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling excited to be here in this live. I was so excited last night when I had this idea come through to talk about like negativity and people hating on you. And I felt thrilled all day. I had things I had to do in the morning to be live and to be present. And I was doing my hair and I was so pumped and thrilled. And like it felt good, and it feels good that you're live here and asking this question. So there's nothing I needed to look out for from the time that last night when I was journaling on my phone, notes to do this live to now this live. Like there was no like, what if someone says something bad? What if I look stupid? What if someone makes fun of me? Like I didn't think about all those things. It just was like, this is what felt good in that moment. It felt good to journal. It felt good that this idea to further my purpose, to further communicate what's inside of me to more people so they get activated and they get inspired and they go out and do more motherfucking epic shit. Like that felt good, right? There was something to look out for. And then it felt good to get ready. It felt good to turn on the live. It feels good to be here with you. Like there's nothing one needs to look out for. I didn't do anything to go from norm to something new. I always knew, even years ago, like I always knew I was going to be a speaker and a communicator. I always knew that I was going to offer transformation. I always was like the one my friends came to for advice. Always. It was always who I was. I always knew it. The point was I going to trust myself enough to make it happen? Or was I going to sit there and be like, oh, I don't know, people might hate me or think I'm weird or think I'm ugly, and all those things have happened, or I'm a phony and I'm a fraud, or and I have had, I've talked about it before, like I've been in debt, I have been late on invoices before, and it's not a fun feeling. You know, I have done many things like that, but it's part of your journey of becoming. There's nothing to look out for. There's just motherfucking trust in who you are and who you're meant to be. You always know. You always know. You were born here to impact and influence and to be an amazing influencer and to be an amazing coach and to be an amazing light worker, to have an amazing career, to have the best relationships. Like, you always motherfucking knew that, or you wouldn't be here. So there's nothing you need to look out for. It's like, in this present moment, what do I feel? And then from that feeling, like, where's the inspired action? And that's why I love Create, Write, Share, Receive, my 4-week course in that, because I really go through that, Mel. So I really recommend it. If you can make it happen, you know, enroll in that course, get it, because you get a one-on-one call with me. We can go deeper into that. And I lived in South Africa. That was one of my study abroad. So I love that. I did Johannesburg down to Cape Town. So that's that. Let's see here. We have more here. Good. Hey, James. Yes, James, you get it. James gets it. But yeah, I wanted to go on and share that. I can't believe it's already been 20 minutes. Hey, Matt. And the other thing I was going to share about that is like how easy to change from the norm to something new. Like, I remember, you know, when I graduated college, thinking it was like a very normal to just graduate with like, you know, a $60,000, I think it was $64,000 salary, but then everything else was commission, which made it $100,000, or like all the add-ins. You know, I thought that was normal. We're like, now, like, when you are around people, like now, like a lot of people I'm around, like $100,000 a month is multiple $100,000 months is very normal. That's very normal. So, right, normed is something new. I couldn't have gotten to something new, right, if I didn't surround myself and invest money around people that are there. Like, right, if you go to like, it's like the best way I can analogize. If you go to like a free club, right, or you go to like McDonald's, right, it's going to be, and this is not mean about either of those, free club or McDonald's, like that's a certain type of quality of people. Now, not every person, but it's a certain type of quality, right? You're not getting like grass fed. I mean, maybe you are now, but like, you're not getting this like amazing over the top thing. It's like, okay, I go there, it's getting something quick to feed my soul, moving on with my life. Now, if you want to go to like the level, right, you're going to go to like the top club in Vegas or the top whatever, like it's usually sold out. You can't just buy the top club in Vegas the night before, the day of, or the, you know, best restaurants. It's like they're booked weeks in advance. Like the best wedding venues books years sometimes in advance, right? And so the norm to something new is like you have to be willing to invest and plan into something. Like my PhD, 4 years that it'll be to complete that. So you do have a point of norm to change. There's an investment to get around people, which I did, coaching and mentorship, which I love this industry and I believe in this industry, and books and meditations, because it gets you where you want to go faster than anywhere else I've seen. You're buying wisdom, you're buying safety, you're buying someone being able to hold you into the highest version of you, into like, okay, $10,000 a month, like maybe that's not so much. What it would be like multiple 6 figures a month. How would I be talking, walking, thinking? What else would I be doing and living my life as? And yeah, so I think that's kind of that. And I would highly recommend, as I said, like if you like this conversation, you're enjoying it, the next step would be to enroll and Create, Write, Share, Receive. The special is only good till Friday, October 21 of 2022. So get that. There's a payment plan, like I said, if you go on my website. And then the second part is if like you really want to take your brand to the next level, if you already are an existing brand, this cannot be like brand new. You've never had a business before. Like you already have made money as a business, as a brand. The brand evaluation is for you. It's a 5-month experience where I'm literally taking you through like, what is the essence of your brand, product and service development, building a brand ecosystem, how to make money while you're sleeping, how to know like what income you're generating for months to come, how to grow an audience, how to build team members, like everything. Like this is like going to be, and in that program, I'm giving you 2 of my self-study courses that are included in that program. Like this is like, might be one of my like new full comprehensive that I run twice a year program. So I'm super thrilled about it. And that one, you just message me the brand evaluation and I'll get it to you. So with that, y'all, is there questions, comments, concerns, anything else you would like to think, share, be about? I'll give it a minute. La, 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 la. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Looks like not. All right, well, I love you guys. I so enjoyed this. I love having you guys on live. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Message me, DM me. I love you. You all are everything. And just live your best life. Live the best of the best.